on that, click on that, click on that. We are live and bingo. Looks like it's working good. Evening everybody, my name is Osa. I appear to be in a train. Oh, okay, all my trains are in there with the handbrakes on. And it is the beginning of day 2. And we have some stuff at the yard. I'm going to turn the tab on to see these should all be Ela Bridge site things. Okay, let's oil up the axles and stand by to get this train ready to roll. I actually want this one to go first. So this is probably going to be a quick episode. We are on day 2 and the only thing I have to do today is move the bridge cars. Well, that was the last one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That one. Release the handbrake and forwards and go. And let's ride the train, why don't we? Oh, didn't change the switches, doesn't matter. But as I said at the end of yesterday, what we should be doing is either setting up the trains when we start using them in the morning or when we finish using them at night. So, to that end, I am going to refuel this one. It's got sufficient coal and water for today. Like I said, we're not doing much of anything today. So this is probably going to be a fairly short stream. I could wait an hour. No, I want to get the bridge finished. So the plan for tonight will be I will get this job done and then I will probably go have some supper and relax for about an hour or half an hour to an hour, and then we will get back to this later on this evening. I might give Mrs. Osa a call, have a chat with her. So we are going to, is that it? Oh, it takes more than 3,000. Okay, AI yard, stick it in reverse. Come on, come on, come on. 4,000 water? That would be affirmative. Okay. I'm going to send that back 20 car lengths. Meanwhile, I'm going to pile down to Whittier and see which way things are set. Okay, we're set for bypass. Wheels need oiled. Aside from that, we are good. Passengers are going to Ela, and there aren't that many here. So waybills, we have 9 freight. The repair car Still needs to be fixed. Don't care. So we will go back to here. So, little yellow triangle warning us that the train brakes aren't attached, and this car is purple telling us the handbrake is on. Outside of that, we are good. AI road forward. Let's go 25, and I do want to bounce down to Ela station. And we will stick a flare, oops, somewhere there. So that train will stop there. Alrighty. Car number 2. And this again is another heavy train. 500 tons. Alright. Select. Follow. Handbrake off. Forward. We'll coast this out of here, and again for this one we'll get this refueled. Switch needs thrown. That looks quite full actually. Probably because it was repaired yesterday, so actually this doesn't need any fixing whatsoever. So let's just, for any fuel whatsoever. It's, I mean, it's down 3 gallons of water being parked in the shed overnight. And that's probably me reversing it into the shed and pulling it out of the shed. So that's fine and wonderful. And I believe the mogul is now clear. We can get this thing rolling. So I think the plan for this locomotive, we'll hitch it up to the passenger car, we'll send it down to Ela, return to Whittier, and then I'm going to bring the log cars down from the mountain, Connolly L2. Once the bridge is complete, so we'll be skipping time for that, I will bring those cars back, order the next round of cars, and we shall see where we're at. We do have a lot of money, which is a good thing. Well, 7,000. We have a nice little bit of money. R brings up the engine roster. Gonna get used to having there. We are following our freight train in at 25. I probably should slow this down now. Okay. And back to follow. Okay. Now, the thing about this one, okay, it's still at 100%. That's fine. I was wondering whether it would lose condition. Okay. Once again, we will join the brakes up, find the brake handle, click. Alrighty, this train should be ready to go. And no passengers. I can drive it. It's no big deal. So, driving the train obviously will save me a little bit of engineer costs. And quick thing you can do while we're pootling around, I'm going to stick that to call in at Whittier, which we've just left. Now we've left it, we can set that back as a call point. Once we get to Ela, the people will get off, and then anybody at Ela will get on who wants to go to Whittier. Okay, we're doing 40 miles an hour. That might be a tad excessive. Bring the speed back down to a more reasonable 30, which I think covers the speed of the track here. May need to increase the steam pressure at some point. I think this line is fairly flat. The first hills on the line are at Bryson, and you have to climb out of Bryson and climb out of Ela, with the peak around Governor's Island. So that means that heavy trains will struggle. Now initially we're just going to be doing contracts, so I shouldn't get too many heavy trains, and I want to wait to open the next section of line down to Alaka Junction after we get some more capable locomotives. And then after that, who knows? We'll figure things out as we go, I guess. Step off the steam. Can't remember what the shift 1 sticks you in the driver's seat. I can open that window. Okay. I think that's a door. So you can walk out there if you want, and I think you can open that window. And I might be able to... Aha. Open that. Yay. Okay, anyway. Don't need to eat bugs, so we will, I think, yes, I can lean out of the window even when it's closed. So E and Q lets me lean a little, and still feels a little fast. Oh crud, what's that say? That says Eli. Oh, I'm in the wrong train. What happened there? Ah, okay, that's where I am. Well, I messed that up, didn't I? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm going to set that back to AI forward 30 miles an hour. Go. because we have work to do on number 2. So that's set, that's set, that's set. And 9. That's, oops, that's set. Manual. So as I said before, if you press the shift button and click either the gland hands or the coupler, you will close these tabs. Because I click the coupler, we're disconnected from the train. This is still connected, but they have almost zero resistance. As we pull forwards, they'll just pop apart. Oh, worrisome, of course, is how close number 1 is. Although I did stop him rather sharpish. Oh yes, there's me in the train. Oh yeah. Train has arrived at Ela. That's probably a little excessive too. Now, the question is, will my little train fit in that gap there? Hopefully, yes. If I'm not going to mess with switching to other trains at the moment. Go to 4. Looks like we're going to fit. Yay! Switch that over. I'm going to put that on AI yard forward 20. Go. Alright, in the meantime, 27 passengers on board. There should be a bunch of waybills for the bridge site. Good. And if I'm going to AI that, I'm going to need that switched back too. Not sure you're going to make it. Okay, select that train. We are now going AI road in reverse. It still should stay station stop. So we've now told it to go back the other way, but it's not going to go back until 5 minutes after that. So about 2 more minutes, this train should depart. And that didn't get as far as I wanted it to. Select, manual. And again, strongly advised not to run unfitted. So make sure you connect the brakes up, because this is not a light train. We could have a lot of issues. off. So when does it go? About 23. And in the grand scheme of things, 500 tons, not a particularly heavy train. But this is not a particularly capable locomotive. Approaching the thing. Jump on the end car. Let this little thing slow down. And as predicted, the passenger train is departing from Ela. Oh, many brakes, lots of brakes, all the brakes. And that's going to take a bit to we'll put that handbrake on and that handbrake on. We can probably turn the train brake off. So it takes a little while for that to settle. And if we bounce over to here, we are racing back to town. So I'm actually going to stay with the other one. We'll turn that on and we will pull up the little house, company roster, settings, wait 1 hour. And there you go. The train is empty. Oh, settings. That was one of the things I set. Interchange blocking. Okay, I'm going to explain that now. If you leave it at its default, blocked by destination, it will put all the cars going to the same place next to each other. Oh no, actually it looks like you've still got, oops, follow select, follow number 9. Yeah, this large car isn't done. So it will put all of the cars going to the same place together. So if you've got 3 separate destinations, each destination the cars will be blocked together. Generally all of the cars to Ela will be blocked together. All of the cars to Whittier will be blocked together. When we unlock Bryson, you'll get a block of Bryson cars. So you don't have to sort the train out. There is then what mostly blocked, which means that it's not quite so thorough in its putting all the cars going to the same destination together. We have somewhat blocked, which means that to an even lesser degree they're going to be blocked together. We'll see that tomorrow when we get a delivery of contract vehicles. And then hostile is it just comes in a random sequence. And that's basically going to be a lot of sorting the train either before you leave or on your journey. Now, obviously, it's better to do it in the yard because you can have the passenger train running up and down while you sort out the mess. But it's basically somebody's got to sort them out. It's either the supplying railroad or it's your own railroad. So I've taken some of that on myself to say there is going to be some element of 2.2 tons of bridge seats. There we go. So it's now 12:30. I guess go back to number 1. Select follow, and he's just coming round to Whittier, so we've already almost finished this run. Now, the thing that prompted me to consider I need to go and get the log cars is they're full. And I'm pretty sure if we looked at Connolly Creek L2, that's only got 7 more cars to generate, and that will be full as well. No, 30, is it 24 or 36? Well, we'll see. But the logs will sit on our cars when we put them into the Whittier sawmill thing. Three, two, one, and dude, stop. There we go. Stick that on manual. People will get off. Apply the brake on the coach. 15 passengers waiting. That's nice. And I didn't set it for a return to Ela, so that's it for that train journey. So yeah, it's no harm to have the log cars down at the sawmill, and then when the contract becomes active at midnight, those cars will actually start unloading. So they'll be half unloaded by the time the delivery is made at 6 o'clock at the exchange. That's what I'm trying to say. And then once we've got Bryson unlocked, I will start running the passenger train with the locomotive at the front. Because at the moment all we've got is this Y here. I can turn the train around. There is a Y at Bryson. So much easier. We can keep the locomotive attached to the car and just run around, turn the whole train around. And the passenger train will reside at Bryson at the end of the day. But we are only at step 2 of 3. And we'll get a message soon to say that final car is emptied. We can start bringing it back. Actually, that's start slowing that down. I don't want that. I want the map. And over here, when the bridge train comes back, I want it to bypass the passenger car in the shed. And we'll click on that one there to switch us off to the Connolly Creek spur. What's this one? This is the 10-wheeler. If I remember rightly, this is the slightly more powerful locomotive, but there's really not a lot in it. From a UK perspective, both of these locomotives would be considered mixed traffic. So freight, passenger, typically slow passenger. I hope I'm not going too fast around that corner. Just occurs to me. Don't know. Guess we'll find out on the way back down. In fact, we could find out just by checking the vehicle condition. Still at 100%, so I guess we're okay. Select the locomotive. Thank you. And 25 is probably a tad excessive going up here. But we have to keep steam pressure on, because we are most definitely climbing a hill. So didn't see anything. We got 27 bucks. So for passengers, we've got $61 for the day. I could do another run if I felt like it. Or we could just skip through the day quite quickly. The thing is, okay, one of the reasons I took no contracts on day one, we get tier 1 contracts. You have to run a tier 1 contract 3 times before tier 2 will unlock. And then you have to run a tier 2 contract 3 times before you get access to tier 3 contracts, which means it's going to take you 7 days from the point you requested the contract initially to get to the point that we are at tomorrow. So we got no income from freight contracts yesterday, but we will get bigger payment from freight contracts tomorrow because the contracts are tier 3, so there is more to deliver. And instead of getting 1 car to Ela Farm Supply, the what locations do we have? The Holyfield Heating Oil and the Stenzel Manufacturing will actually get maybe 2 cars to some of those. So the 2 cars will pay more and we get a bonus because we're not on a tier 1 contract. You get bonus when you have a higher tier contract. Okay, we're only at logging supply 1 at the moment. And the train did bleed off quite a bit of speed coming up there. I wasn't paying attention. So no income, you don't get any income for contracts on day 1. You could get some income from contracts on day 2, but you would then get the same income on day 3, 4, boosted up to tier 2, 5, 6 and 7, boosted up to tier 3. What we've done is we've started all of our contracts at tier 3, but we got no income day 1 and 2. We will get freight contract income from tomorrow. Now, also at the moment, I'm not intending to go up from tier 3 because we don't have big trains. So it's a lot of work for 2 small trains to do. And if we unlock all the Bryson tier 3 contracts, I might need to run 2 freight trains up to Bryson because these locomotives might not be able to run a full train. So I might have to run a freight delivery in the morning and a freight delivery in the afternoon. And if I take tier 5 contracts, I will most definitely have an awful lot of stuff to deliver. Also, the higher the tier contract, the faster what you delivered is used. So at tier 1 you might get 1 car to Stenzel Manufacturing. At tier 2 and 3 you might get 2, but they're used up faster. We are here. So we'll ease off on the brakes. Now those are all ready. Because they're loaded, they don't have anywhere to go, and that's because I don't have a contract for them to fill yet. So I'm going to have to step through to midnight so that the wood mill or the sawmill contract gets activated, at which point I have to set those to unload at the sawmill. Probably should have the reverser up to 100. Come on. It's very difficult to juggle speed on a hill, but we made it. Okay. Shift click will engage the brakes and open the taps. Brake there, brake there. Brakes off, reverse. And the weight of the train is already pushing us down the hill without applying steam, so let's follow this down. Now, as we progress, I'm going to be doing significantly less driving and letting the AI drive distance. I'll be handling the shunting work, preparing the trains and getting everything ready to run. Actually set that good. We've got Elis. No. Bridge is still not done. Okay, squeaking wheel flanges. We're still good at 25. So, and then the other thing is we would be very close to completing the bridge. We could probably skip time till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the bridge phase 2 would be complete. I could then request a delivery for phase 3 and request the delivery same day, so 2.5 hours after we get notification that the second phase is complete. But I don't want to finish the contract until after I've received some income from freight contracts. I need some more income. Oops. And we're down to L1, P1. We can turn that off. And tap to turn the little banners off and on. I think the line gets a little bit steeper now. I might need to start applying the brakes again. So if we get this down and the bridge is still not complete, I'll skip a couple of hours. We'll return with the bridge cars, stick them back in the exchange. How's the oil on these? These are okay. That's the thing. I mean, when cars are sitting around not doing anything, they don't use any oil. There's no leaks. Oil is used under movement and that's it. So we're good. Ooh, 24 is too much. Drop it to 21. We should be approaching the Y. Don't know. Oh, actually. And if you click there, you can see where you are. Yeah, Y's just around the corner coming up. And speed slowing down. Not by a significant amount though. Put the brakes on 15. That's more than enough to compensate. So we had a contractor around today and he replaced the water filter system, which was pretty gross. And took a lot of just unwanted stuff. Okay, let's see where the speed limit is. Speed limit sign just there. Get off the brakes. That corner is 25. Okay, so we now have the entire front wall of the basement cleared off so that when the people who are putting in a new drainage channel are ready, which may be October, might be sooner, that's all ready to be done. And we also have water supply on the deck. Also good. Okay. A little bit more power. I hope they get a cancellation and can fit us in earlier. Because at the moment it's a bit annoying trying to work your way around stuff on the basement floor where you don't really want it to be, but there's nowhere else you can put it because you've got to leave the entire front wall 5 foot width clear of everything. Alrighty, we are here. Let's jump off the train. Start feeding in the brakes. Oops. Oh, that was a little bit more than I intended. Let's go with the train brake. And Forward switch is good. Oh, you know what else I can do? Actually, already done. Okay. So that passenger run has dropped our condition down to 99%. And I don't think it's my bad driving. Repair of the bridge is done too. Good. As soon as this is parked up, I'll keep an eye on the end. I'm not actually sure how far out the unload area extends to. That, however, should be good enough. So, apply a brake there, apply the brake there, shift, release the coupler, and let's go have a look at number 2. So, that's all connected up. I need to turn off the brake, turn off the brake. AI road, reverse. 25 miles an hour. Go. And off she goes. Okay, back to number 1. And reverse. Little bit of steam pressure, release the brakes. She shouldn't roll into the cars and get stuck. And this whole wear and tear thing, so we used up 1% of our wear and tear. Basically, I see it as an encouragement to stick the engines in the engine house at the end of the day, because then they automatically get healed. And we probably shouldn't come steaming into the engine house flat out. So it'll take 12 minutes for him to fix it, and we don't need an overhaul yet. I think. Alrighty, that's not the brake, that's the brake. Alrighty, you've got there. Apply the handbrake, turn the main brake off, set that to neutral. Always make sure your throttle's at 0. If you put the throttle up, you will burn coal and water, and when you wake up in the morning, the train will be empty. And that would be a bad thing. Okay, switch that. I'm going to switch that, and switch that. We'll see how number 2 fares coming through there. I also want to check the Y. Okay, I did switch the Y as through track. I did not switch that one, because the train's going to be coming through the loop rather than on the main. Where are you? just left Ela and proceeding nicely. Let us, milestones, repair Ela track last phase. So we're now down to 6,320 monies. This is going to expand 4.4 miles into Bryson tomorrow. Check the number 2, select the number 2, do that, and I am going to have us do that. I'm not going to run us through to midnight yet. One, because it'll be dark, and two, I want to use up the time so that we tick over the hour. Guessing we should take about 7 minutes to get this locomotive parked in the or the train parked in the exchange and the locomotive stuck back in the shed. So that's basically our plan at the moment. And then once it's in the shed, we should tick over to what will be 18.0 something. Jackabox Miller. I am fine at the moment. If happy to talk about it. At the moment, I'm on day 2, and we are 2 steps into rebuilding the bridge. I do not have any freight contracts today. I will be... the plan at the moment is I will stream a day. This is a very short day, and if a day gets too long, I will break the stream when it's convenient for me. I will then continue from the next stream. But as soon as day 2 is finished, I'm going to close off this stream. I'm going to get myself something to eat, relax for about half an hour or so, and then I'll come back and stream day 3. And I don't know when he sent that message, so what is this? Yeah, don't show me. There we go. 648, 649. Yeah, not too bad. I am looking at getting a new PC probably around Christmas, because a lot of games are coming, or a lot of games I play are coming out with new versions and need more horsepower. And I may consider getting myself another screen so I don't have to use the work PC to monitor the Twitch chat channel. But anyway, here we are back at Whittier. We'll jump out here. Do I want to do this or not? Yes. Okay, thoughts here. I'm going to have to sort the yard in the morning, and so I can send a locomotive off with the passenger car down to Wheeler and back before I get any freight moving. And that's usually a good time to get the passengers moved, is just do it before the freight trains need to run, because then when the freight trains start running, there's lots and lots of stuff that needs to happen. And the passenger trains can run out and back very, very quickly, at least at this stage. Later on, they have the whole line to play with. again here. As soon as the train's gone through, we'll switch the line. Oh, I wonder if I... Yes, I did set the Y. Okay. And then probably when I open up silver, I'll get a caboose to run on the back of the main freight as it travels through. Again, I don't want to open up silver yet because I need something that's far more capable, because there is a big, long hill down towards silver that really chews up your water and coal supplies. So if you don't have a locomotive with lots of supplies, you're probably going to end up not making it and needing to be rescued. Anyway, here we are. Just down to 20. But at that point, I would need more locomotives as well, because I'll have one probably based at the engine house at Whittier, probably two up at Bryson, and then the main freight coming in from Silver. And to haul all of that, you've got to have at least one very capable locomotive. The small ones we have now are adequate. We could use those as local freight delivery locomotive things, but probably number 1 and number 2 will probably not be permanently on the roster when we can start affording things that are a little bit more capable. Anyway, we are back at the yard. I hope this train fits in that spur. So when we look at the yard, you've got this track, this track. This track is not part of the yard. So what I can do is, rather than trying to run around the train somewhere else, I can pull in here. Yeah, this should fit. And stop. Okay. Handbrake on, handbrake on. Disconnect, and let's go manual. So, not going to fill up. I'll just stick this in the shed overnight, and we will, if we need to, reload them in the morning. It's going to get us up to 15 miles an hour to scooch through here. Switch that. Green. And switch that again. That's empty, but we have a lot of supplies, and these little sort of minor services at night time isn't going to eat through our supplies very quickly. That one's probably already back at 100%. We can have a look in a minute. A little bit on the brakes. Make sure we clear the yard switch. And then we can back this in. Oh. And try not to crash into number one, because that would be a disaster. I think in the UK, speed limits in engine houses are 5 miles an hour. So we're coming in hot and heavy. And brakes. Stick in neutral. Apply the handbrake. Throttle's off. Everything else is good. Let the independent brake off. And this is all in the shed. So if we go to locations, somewhere. Okay, we are at East Whittier Engine Service. The repair tracks we're safely in the repair tracks. We're at 100%. This is going to take 8 minutes to get ready to go. I think that includes oiled. We can't get at the pop up from there. Yeah. So I think the servicing crew oils the axles before. As part of the servicing. Anyway, we need to. Going to skip through till midnight. 22, 23, 24. We now have lots of information, but we're still in good standing. East Whittier repair track. We've got 35 tons of spares, so no big deal there. We made $61 today. It cost us a bit. And we have 61 passenger fares. 9 cars outstanding way bills. I don't think so. I think the 9 cars are all over there. Okay. Now, if we look at our locations, we now see that Hollyfield has a bonus for delivery times, and we're at tier 3. So we're now generating contracts here. The Whittier sawmill has no logs at the and production is stopped because it doesn't have any logs, which is why I wanted to skip to midnight. So now, if we run over here and come on, there we go, inspect that car operations, we can now set unload at Whittier sawmill and copy that to the rest of the cars. And now you see they're all flagged as Whittier sawmill deliveries. And if I skip 1 hour, we should see them start to unload. So yeah, we've unloaded already half the train. If we go back to the locations, Whittier sawmill now has 14.7 logs. It takes 15 cars a day at tier 3. Okay, we are going to have to step out our supplies. And the cars are now cycled through to these ones want to go back up to reload at Connolly Creek. But the advantage is now Connolly Creek is L2. There's 36 logs up there, and we have 8 cars, so we can take 24. So that's already, we take as soon as this train is empty, we can run up there and grab more logs. Anyway, sleep. I'll wait until East Whittier has received 21 cars. Okay, those should all be ready to go. Yes, they are. So I might actually send a locomotive up with those before we do anything else. Now, this is where the hostile blocking comes in. We have 1 car for the sawmill. We have bridge site, Ela house, the farm supply, a couple more for the Ela bridge site, some more for the Whittier sawmill, Hollyfield, Whittier sawmill, Stenzel, Whittier sawmill, Whittier sawmill, Whittier sawmill, Whittier sawmill, Whittier sawmill. So I am going to have to shuffle all of those up so they're all in a much better sequence, and then I can worry about taking the train out. So sorting these out is probably going to take the time it will take me to have the AI run the logs back up to refill and to grab the passenger train and run that down and back, by which point this should all be sorted out. But that's a tomorrow thing. For now, I will thank you for watching, and we will be back later this evening. Have fun, everybody. I'm out of here.